केंद्र सरकार में वरिष्ठ मंत्री बहन श्रीमती सुषमा स्वराज जी, सूचना प्रसारण मंत्रालय का दायित्व संभालने वाले कर्नल राज्यवर्धन राठौर जी, राष्ट्रपति का सचिव श्री संजय कोठारी और सूचना प्रसारण मंत्रालय का सचिव श्री अमित खरे, प्रसार भारती का अध्यक्ष श्री सूर्य प्रकाश जी और सूचना प्रसारण मंत्रालय में प्रकाशन विभाग का महानिर्देशक डॉक्टर साधना राउत जी, केंद्र सरकार में सीनियर अधिकारी और ऑनरेबल डिप्लोमेट्स, माय डियर सिस्टर्स एंड ब्रदर्स, सचमुच में मैं मन में बहुत प्रसन्न हूँ। आज द रिपब्लिक एथिक और लोकतंत्र के स्वर, इन दोनों पुस्तकों का विमोचन करने के दायित्व मुझे दिया है। I am really privileged to release the 2 volumes of selected speeches of our Honorable President, Sri Ramnath Kovind ji, with whom I have a long and enriching association. As head of the state, the first citizen of our robust republic, he represents the essence of the nation, its vision, aspirations and expectations, and above all, essentially its ethos. From his customary address to the joint sitting of the Parliament, to India's outreach to other nations, from science as a force multiplier to tax transparency, from skills for a new India to Indian cinema, the wide range of speeches delivered on different occasions provide an insight into the thoughts and inclusive vision of the President, whose heart always beats for the less privileged and weaker communities that live at the edge of poverty. Dear dignitaries and sisters and brothers, the cornerstone of India's ethos may be summed up in these wise words: Ekam sad vipra bahuda vadanti. Truth is one. Wise men express it in many ways. This inclusiveness is the essence of India. भारत का परंपरा है, विश्वास में सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु वसुदैक कुटुंबकम. The entire world, universe is one family. Our share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. Our Honorable President represents that philosophy. Since the last 15 months that Sri Ramnath Kovind ji has been President of India, he has been speaking about the need for inclusiveness, which is the essence of India. I have been following his erudite address, in which I find an earnest call for inclusiveness. His concern for the downtrodden people is amply reflected in his address to the nation on the eve of India's 69th Republic Day, in which President said, and I quote, "It is our sacred obligation to eliminate the curse of poverty in the shortest possible time. This is non-negotiable for the Republic." Sacred obligation. Say the word he has used. ये हमारा पवित्र कर्तव्य है, गरीबों को उन्मूलन करना. The section on diversity of India showcases the President's appreciation for India's linguistic and cultural heritage. अलग भाषा, अलग वेश, फिर भी अपना एक देश. विविधता में एकता, भारत का विशेषता. ये हमारा परंपरा है. The vast sweep of the speeches in this occasion, in this section, magnificently captures the country's rich cultural mosaic, which cements the bondage between people of different faiths and provides the foundation for our unity and integrity. This is all-embracing inclusiveness resonates when he says that India of 21st century will be in conformity with our ancient values as well as compliant with the 4th Industrial Revolution. Quite often, he asks for empathy, fraternity, mutual dignity, and above all, generosity of spirit. These qualities are essential for his vision, for the republic ethic, and for our resonating democracy, Loktantra ke Swara. The title of the volumes of this English and Hindi speeches respectively. The building blocks of republic ethic are equality, egalitarianism, and education, themes dear to the Honorable President. These are the principles that motivated his unique journey from the mud house of a small village to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Throughout this journey, he never lost touch with his roots. The addresses included in these volumes reflect this identification and serve as an accurate barometer of ideals and aspirations of today's India. Emphasizing that single most crucial factor for building our nation is to equip our coming generation, he urges fellow nation builders to help educate less privileged children in our society. Help teach a child other than your own, says Rashtrapati ji. Enroll and pay the school fees or buy books of at least one child other than your own, just one, he emphasizes. While asking the medical profession to make available their services to both those who can afford their fees and the less fortunate, Sri Ramnath Kovind ji point out that the disease does not distinguish between the rich and the poor, and stated profoundly, quote, it is for society to profit from medical science, it is not for medical science to profit from society. The President's range and depth of ideas is immense. His vision and thoughts have covered a wide range of issues of national and international importance, with a special focus on the challenges which India faces in the contemporary world. But most importantly, he speaks the heart of a common man. I congratulate the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Publication Division for bringing out these titles with a beautiful layout and design that speaks to the young and old alike. I congratulate the Director General, Publication Division and her team for bringing out these publications in such an excellent format and with such high professional standard. I have been a close witness to the very good work being done by this organization as the Minister for Information and Broadcasting for a while. Lastly, I am touched by our Honorable President's large-hearted and visionary world view in his Republic Day speech on 26 January 2018. He said, quote, the highest stage of nation building project is to contribute to building for a better world. A composite and cohesive world, a world at peace with itself. This is in keeping with the quintessential Indian perspective where we see the entire world as a family to which we all belong and contribute to. All in all, the Republic ethic is an invaluable collection of the President's reflections on a host of contemporary challenges and issues confronting India and the world. I would like to conclude with a thought that he has shared in his address to the nation on the eve of the India's 71st Independence Day, and I quote, 2,500 years ago, Gautam Buddha said, Apo Deepo Bhava, which means be the lamp unto yourself. That is a message that serves as an inspiration to all Indians as we move forward on our developmental journey with courage and confidence. We have to realize the strength within each one of us and get our acts together. We must usher in new era of social, economic and cultural transformation, where we may move away from dairy desert sands of dead habit, as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore has put it. That is the message that comes from Rashtrapati ji's speeches. That is the message which should be springboard for national action to transform India. What is the transformation that India needs? We need to have a clean polity with unwavering commitment to constitutional morality. For example, we need implement anti-defection law in letter and spirit with sincerity. If a member desires to change the party, he must do so by resigning from membership of the House. The anti-defection law should be implemented in a letter and spirit expeditiously within 3 months. I know that it's absolutely feasible since I could dispose of the petitions that I received within the time frame. Similarly, the integrity of the election process is essential for a healthy democracy. It would be ideal if the judiciary can expedite decisions on election petitions. If needed, special courts could be set up for dealing with election petitions. We must ensure that cases against politicians should be fast-tracked. It is indeed a matter of grave concern that there are nearly 4,127 cases against politicians waiting to be disposed of. Special courts should be constituted and the process should be fast-tracked. It should not take more than a year to achieve the finality in each case. Corrective action and timely action is required to make our system even better than what it is today. That is essential for strengthening democracy. There is a need to have public representatives who have the character, caliber, conduct, and capacity. It is unfortunate that the quality of public discourse has been steadily declining in the last few years. This must not be allowed to persist. We should all remember, we are all in the public life. We are rivals, not enemies. This has to be remembered by one and all. In my view, political parties must evolve a consensus on the code of conduct for their members, both inside the legislature and out of it. Otherwise, people might soon start losing their faith in the political process and institutions. Those in leadership position have all, of course, have a higher responsibility than others. As the Bhagavad Gita has said, the behavior of the leaders influence the behavior of all others. We need to have more persons in leadership positions who are mindful of not only constitutional morality, but also institutional dignity, individual integrity. This is what our President of India stands for. That's why these books, these speeches, the collection of speeches made by Honorable President, they are very important. They are very relevant for the younger generation, for the present political leadership of the country and states, to go through the speeches, understand the values he has set in, the ethics he has maintained, and the standards and the dignity and decorum and the decency he has brought into the august institution by his conduct and caliber and also by his capacity. The Constitution of our country gives the broad framework for our collective actions. We must make it a living document and test our actions against this yardstick. Are we really putting the public at the heart of our republic? That is the question. Are we really putting the public at the heart of our republic? Are we enabling 130 crore lamps in each home and heart in our great country to light up? That is the challenge Gautam Buddha ji has posed before us, and that is the same challenge which our President has reminded us. मित्रों, राष्ट्रपति जी देश के साझी संवैधानिक चेतना का पूंजीभूत स्वरूप हैं। उनके वक्तव्य इस जन चेतना को प्रतिबिंबित करते हैं और उसका संरक्षण और संवर्धन भी करते हैं। माननीय राष्ट्रपति जी के हिंदी में दिए गए 109 भाषणों का लोकतंत्र के स्वर नामक ग्रंथ में संकलित किया गया है। मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मुझे उनके अंग्रेजी भाषणों के संकलन द रिपब्लिक एथिक के साथ उनके हिंदी भाषणों के संकलन का लोकार्पण करने का शुभ अवसर प्राप्त हुआ है। हिंदी राष्ट्रपति जी की मातृभाषा है। स्वाभाविक है कि गंभीर विषयों पर इन भाषणों में भी भाषा का सौंदर्य निकरा हुआ है। वो सौभाग्य मुझे मिला नहीं, मैं तो दक्षिण से हूँ। मैंने बचपन में हिंदी पढ़ा नहीं, हिंदी विरोध आंदोलन में भाग लिया मैंने उसमें। जब बाद में दिल्ली आया तब मुझे समझ में आया हिंदी के बिना हिंदुस्तान में आगे बढ़ना संभव नहीं है। कारण क्या है, देश में काफी संख्या में लोग हिंदी जानते हैं, हिंदी बोलते हैं। तो राष्ट्रपति जी का इन भाषणों का भाषा का सौंदर्य निकरा हुआ है। जैसा मैंने कहा, मुझे वो सौभाग्य नहीं मिला है, मैं तो टूटी फूटी हिंदी में ऐसी चला रहा हूँ। गंभीर विषयों का भी राष्ट्रपति जी की सरल भाषा ने सभी के लिए सुबोध बना दिया है। आपके लिए हिंदी सचमुच अनुवाद की नहीं अपितु संवाद की भाषा है। यह स्वाभाविक है कि देश के सर्वोच्च संवैधानिक पद पर राष्ट्रपति जी के सरोकारों का दायरा भी विस्तृत है। राष्ट्रपति जी के राष्ट्र के नाम संदेश विशेषकर प्रेरक हैं और सर्वस्पर्शी है। 14 अगस्त 2017 को दिए गए राष्ट्र के नाम संदेश में अपने भगवान बुद्ध के प्रेरक संदेश अपो दीपो भवा, अपना दीप स्वयं बनाओ का उद्धत किया है और भारत के 100 करोड़ नागरिकों की तुलना 125 करोड़ दीपों से की है। वे दीपक जो राष्ट्र जीवन में ज्ञान और आशा का प्रकाश भी खेरत है। 25 जनवरी 2018 को राष्ट्र के नाम संदेश में आपने कहा है कि अनुशासित और नैतिकतापूर्ण संस्थाओं से एक अनुशासित और नैतिक राष्ट्र का निर्माण होता है। इसलिए मैंने वो एंटी डिफेक्शन वाला कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट, आचरण, व्यवहार, इन विषयों के बारे में थोड़ा सा आज मैंने जिक्र किया। राष्ट्र निर्माताओं का स्मरण खंड में मातोश्री रमाबाई अंबेडकर पर राष्ट्रपति जी का भाषण विशेष उल्लेखनीय है। अपने मातोश्री रमाबाई को डॉक्टर अंबेडकर की आदर्श सहधर्मचारिणी माना है। सार्वजनिक विमर्शों में प्रायः स्त्रियों के योगदान को गौण कर दिया जाता है। राष्ट्रपति जी ने विमर्श की इस विषमता को दूर किया है। राष्ट्रपति जी ने दीक्षांत अभिभाषणों के माध्यम से युवाओं के साथ भविष्य के प्रति उनका आकांक्षाओं का, समाज की अपेक्षाओं का तथा युवाओं का उत्तरदायित्व को लेकर निरंतर संवाद रखा है। उन्होंने स्वराज्यकारों के लिए प्रेरित किया है। दिव्यांगों, शोषितों और वंचितों का उत्थान हेतु युवाओं को प्रेरित किया है। अपने युवा कृषि वैज्ञानिकों का किसानों का जीवन और जीविका सुधारने के लिए आह्वान किया है। स्वच्छ भारत के प्रति राष्ट्रपति जी का आग्रह इस जन आंदोलन को प्रेरणा देगा। राष्ट्रपति जी का भारतीय संस्कृति तथा आध्यात्मिक परंपरा से गहरा जुड़ाव रहा है। इस संकलन में इस विषय पर राष्ट्रपति जी के विचारों का पढ़ने का लाभ पाठकों को मिलेगा। राष्ट्रपति जी देश की रक्षा सेनाओं का सर्वोच्च सेनापति हैं। सेनाओं का मनोबल बढ़ाने के लिए अपने सियाचिन जैसा कैंप तक यात्रा कर तैनात अधिकारियों और सैनिकों को संबोधित किया, उनका मनोबल बढ़ाया। इन दोनों ग्रंथों का सुरुचिपूर्ण रूप से प्रकाशित करने के लिए मैं प्रकाशन विभाग का अभिनंदन करता हूं। मुझे विश्वास है कि पाठक इन दोनों संकलनों का माध्यम से राष्ट्रपति जी के विचार, व्यक्तित्व और कृतित्व से परिचित होंगे और उनसे प्रेरणा लेकर उस दिशा में प्रयास करेंगे। जैसा मैंने शुरू में कहा, आई होप दैट द लीडरशिप ऑफ द कंट्री, both at the political level, at the legislative level, at the academic level, at the social level, they follow the speeches of the Honorable President, which are really inspirational, motivational, and they are very meaningful. I hope that everyone goes through these speeches and take inspiration and then move forward to make India a strong, stable, and prosperous nation. My dear brothers and sisters, I am confident under his able guidance, leadership, and with the active cooperation of the Honorable Prime Minister, who has given a call for reform, perform, and transform. Transform the nation. Transformation to better the living condition of the people. That is the purpose of the transformation. That we should all follow the spirit, take inspiration from the speeches, and try to take the country forward. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी।